Just so you know, I'm going to open it up to questions from the audience soon, so be thinking if he says anything that piques your interest. But I have a couple more for you too. What would you say is the biggest challenge of branding today?
The biggest challenge of branding is boredom. And I think that comes from inside, that companies tend to get bored with their own brands way before your consumers get bored with it. And that's from a visual presentation standpoint. Their expectations aren't going to change, but I think that customers are, it used to be back in the 70s, I think the statistics are something like the consumer might get 500 pieces of advertising thrown at them per day. Today, it's more like 3,000 to 6,000 pieces per day, so they have tons of clutter coming at them. And so if you're lucky enough to create connections with a consumer, that they come to expect certain visual things from you or certain stylistic things coming out of your company, and all of a sudden you change those things, you kind of lost a connection that you had a couple days before, and now you have to fight the 3,000 to 6,000 other impressions that are coming at them to kind of reconnect those pieces. So unless it's done right, it can be challenging, and I think that companies are too quick to abandon something that works these days because they've seen it internally for so long, but the consumers, it's a small piece of what they see. So I think that's the biggest challenge today, is that companies just get bored and want to change before it's really time or before it really makes sense.
What would be the indicators then that it would be time to change your brand?
When the consumer tells you that something is disconnected. The other challenge is low budgets. You need to spend more. Talking to you.
This is kind of along the same lines, but what would you say is the easiest mistake that leaders make regarding branding?
They underestimate it. I think that, again, a lot of people want to do it once and just forget about it instead of making it a priority. Because brands, if done right, can create long-term value and can drive premium pricing. So just because you have a logo and a couple ads that are consistent doesn't mean that that's a brand. You have to constantly focus on enhancing it and expanding it. And too often there's other things that come up that take priorities, like sales are off this month, so you kind of throw everything in the branding thing to produce the win. But branding has to be a priority at the top level of the company and keep the focus on making sure that that brand is consistent.